Now, your yard is set into separate rooms. This is nice flat area right here, and that was accomplished by this stone retaining wall. So it's holding back this part of the yard, which leads up to this retaining wall.
Yep, this is our second retaining wall, which is the reason why we called you, because it's not quite as attractive as the first one.
Right, and we really don't know what to do with it.
Well, it's really industrial looking with a concrete block. I mean, it has to be 6 feet high by 40 feet long.
It is.
This thing makes a statement.
It does make a statement. What used to be here was a sloping yard with lots of greens and plants, but our neighbors wanted a flat functional yard, so they leveled theirs off, put this in, but it's a bit of an eyesore.
So let's take a tip from the yard. Let's put plants on the wall.
I love that
great,
idea.
yeah.
What we're going to do is we're going to attach the plants and let them grow over the wall, but in order to do that, we have to install a trellis.
Okay.
Sure.
These are the trellis panels we're going to use today. They measure 6 feet long by 4 feet wide, which means it'll cover that wall quickly when we put them up.
Great.
Now, Adam, you grab that?
Sure.
Now, if you look at that, it actually looks like it could be redwood or cedar, but it's not. It's pine. It's been pressure treated and stained to look like those other woods, but because it's pine, it's less expensive.
I really like the way it looks.
You do?
I do.
One problem. See, the bottom of the wood is down into the soil?
Right.
Even pressure treated will rot eventually if it's in the soil. So let's take and raise it up one line.
Okay.
There you go. Now, this is where I would put it.
Okay.
2 reasons. We're out of the soil, and look, when the vine grows up, it's going to give us even more height and cascade over the wall.
Right. That makes a lot of sense, but how do you attach it to the wall?
We're going to screw it to the wall, but what we have to do first is put holes in the wood. We need 3 holes on each side of the panel.
Okay.
So that's 6 per panel, 12 panels. We got a lot of drilling to do. Amy, what you're doing is drilling pilot holes with a 3/16 wood cutting bit. Now, through those pilot holes, we are going to put in these masonry screws. And the pilot holes will keep the wood from splitting. You want to bring that trellis in.
All right.
Now, we're going to be drilling into these masonry blocks, so we need to use a masonry drill bit. In this case, it's 3/16 of an inch, designed to fit our masonry screws.
Okay.
To drill it, we're going to use this hammer drill. Now, I rented this. Anytime you have a lot of holes to drill into masonry, this is the only way to go.
All right, sounds good.
So let's hold that up in place. Hold up a little more. Okay, put your level on the top. You good there?
Yep, looks good.
Take your level off. Now I'm going to have you put your hearing protection on. Don't let that trellis move. Okay, I got the trellis. All the way to the depth. There you go. Now we're ready for the masonry screws. Now, it's very important that all these trellises align. So if you match that up,
Okay.
all right, take a look at the top for me. How does that look?
It looks good.
Okay, let me just check it for level.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, hold it right there.
Okay.
I'm going to take the hammer drill and drill this hole. Okay. Still look good?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
Let me put the screw in then. Whenever I think of a trellis, I think of climbers, and the perfect climbers here are vines.
This is beautiful. What do I have here?
That's autumn flowering clematis. That's one of my favorites. It's a real aggressive grower, and in July and August, if you look, you'll see the flowers are just starting
yeah.
to form.
Okay.
They're white and they're fragrant. It's absolutely great plant.
Wow. Awesome.
What do you have over there, Roger?
Well, this one is honeysuckle. I like to vary up my plantings. I don't like to do all the same thing. Now, this honeysuckle flowers heavily in the spring, but you can see here it'll throw out flowers sporadically during the growing season. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I mark out where the plant's going to go. Make a big circle. You want the hole 2 or 3 times the size of the plant.
Okay.
And you look here, we're only going to have to dig about that deep to
Is that
get
about
this
a
plant
foot?
in. Yep.
Okay.
Now, we're really lucky because whoever backfilled this wall used really good loam. So all we got to do is excavate our hole and put the plant in. All right, that looks good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the plant out of the pot. The easiest way to do it is to turn it upside down and just let it slide out in your hand.
Okay.
Now this isn't too root bound, so it's in pretty good shape. But the trick I do with vines when I want them to grow on a trellis is I take and tip them back. That'll force it to grow right up there.
Okay.
What I'm going to do now is just take a claw and loosen the soil up a little bit. Teasing the roots out like this will encourage them to grow out and stop them from growing around in circles.
Okay.
Now with the plant in place, I'm going to add a couple handfuls of superphosphate and starter fertilizer. And then I'm going to just take all that good loam and put it around the vine. Now we're going to take advantage of this space that we left behind the trellis. We're going to take, see this vine, how it's laying down?
Yeah.
We want to get it growing up. So
right.
any place you can you take something like
Yeah,
that?
I definitely can. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to be dainty with it. These are pretty tough.
Okay.
Now just take this piece of jute
Got it.
and tie it right to the lattice.
Okay, so go behind the lattice.
Yep. I like to use the jute because it's going to break down in a year and it won't girdle the vine.
Okay, great.
All right, let's feed this one up through.
Great. So what do I do to maintain these?
The key to their success is going to be watering, and proper watering is once a week throughout the summer. All right, what we want to do now is put down about a 2-inch layer of this pine bark mulch. That's going to do two things. It'll help keep the weeds down and it'll keep the moisture in the soil. So just take and throw it on up in there and we'll be good to go.
Roger, this is fantastic. A couple hours ago, this was the biggest eyesore in the neighborhood, and now it looks great.
You wait, in a couple of months, this wall is going to be covered.
Can't wait. It's going to be phenomenal. Thank you so much, Roger.
Thank you.